Why hello there, and welcome back to another episode of Trader Steve's journey across Gilenor to collect as many rare items as he can get his grubby little mitts on. Trader Steve is starting his journey in the Grand Exchange chunk, but for every new rare item he can add to his collection that's worth more than 1 mil, he can unlock a new adjacent chunk, with Trader Steve's ultimate goal, obtaining a quest cape. Now, I started this series over a year ago now, and since I started, a lot has changed in the world of Gilenor. We've had new items added, and the prices of all items have shifted a lot in a year's time. Now, if you look at my current list of items I need to obtain, the prices are not very accurate right now because I made this list months ago, and that doesn't reflect today's reality. On top of that, new items have been added, so I think it's time we update our list. Now, thanks to the addition of Desert Treasure 2, we have 11 new items that we need to collect, high value items that are definitely going to make it on this list. We have the Soul Reaper Axe, the Altar Ring, the Venator Ring, the Bellator Ring, the Magnus Ring, the Virtus Rope Set, the Awakener's Orb, the Berserker Icon, and the Archer Icon. All these items are worth well over 1 mil, and they need to go in the list. Now, what I actually did last time is I trimmed the bottom of the list, because there had been quite a number of items that had fallen below the 1 mil mark, so I just thought we'd swap those out. That makes the most sense. Now currently there are 6 items that could be removed that way: the Skull of Vedion, the Fangs of Enanatus, the Claws of Callisto, the Jar of Darkness, the Jar of Dreams, and the Volcanic Whip Mix. These are all well under 1 mil, and I'll just trim these off and replace them with some of the new items. Now with the remaining 5 items, I'm simply going to add them to the list. Desert Treasure 2 not only added in new items, but added in new locations as well. I'm not sure how many new chunks have been added with Desert Treasure 2, but that's more area I need to go eventually explore, more chunks I need to unlock, and I think it's just fair we add these 5 items on. Yes, it'll increase my total chunks allowed by 5, but honestly I still think we're the net negative with all the new quests that have been released. So that's all to say, we now have 339 items to collect, and the list is much more up to date and more accurate. So we're finally ready. It's time to tackle Beneath Cursed Sands and get into our first major raid. So we can now finally get a nice accurate look at our list, and we can see there's actually a number of cheaper items at the bottom, and we have a decent amount of money to work with, 7 mil. So we're gonna go ahead and grab a few items here. We're gonna get the Kirill's Leather Top 0, the Rune Pouch Note, and the Monk's Robe G. All items around 1.5 mil to 2 mil, but I had no idea because 6 months ago these were like 4 mil items. But that will unlock 3 desert chunks, which will get us a fair way into the quest. Okay, so this first chunk we're unlocking here is kind of a new one from the Beneath Cursed Sands release. It has a bit of the northern part of Necropolis in it, and a bit of the ruins of Ulek. We got, we got a mine, although we'll probably never use that. We got some iron and coal, some more cactuses, of course. We got so many cactuses. And we have Mysa, which is the, main reason we unlock this chunk. Okay, so it's time to head into Necropolis. We literally are spawning in between these 2 chunks. I have no idea which one. We're gonna guess the left one and hope we don't fail the entire series right now. Oh my god, that was close. 2 tiles off. Okay, Necropolis actually has one really useful thing in it I didn't even think about. Orange salamanders, that's now my best hunter training method. So that's actually really handy. There's the agility shortcut and fairy ring to get here, which is nice. And of course, more cactuses. Okay, with the third and final chunk unlock, we're unlocking the big one here. Eastern Necropolis, which of course has the Tombs of Amascut in it, the Jaltava's Pyramid. We've now unlocked the location of our second raid, but realistically the first one that we can actually do. So much content in here, but we can't access it yet. Okay, so we have a bit of work ahead of us if we want to complete this quest. Not only do we have to go into the ruins of Ulek, but we have to make it up to Narda as well. So every morning I do a little bit of a Hellet Sepulchre, not too much because, I'm tired of agility, we've been doing it so much. But we've opened the Grand Hallowed Chest 100 times, which means we're now halfway to the drop rate. for the Ring of Endurance. No luck so far. Hopefully we'll get one before 99. Okay, so we dumped our Hallowed Sepulchre loot and we're up to 3.4 mil, but instead of spending it, we're going to actually use it on a interesting moneymaker I've never done before. We're gonna try buying Zerishan fabric from the Grand Exchange and turning it into Zerishan tops and bottoms maybe. No idea how well these are gonna sell or if we can even pick up these fabrics, but theoretically we should be profiting a decent amount of money while training crafting. Oh, we got lucky on that. Those came through really quickly somehow. 3,000 of them though, and we're gonna turn those all into Zerishan tops, I think. Okay, so we finished those up and we ended up with 600 Zerishan tops. I mean, people are losing these all the time in the wilderness, right? How much can we sell these for? Theoretically, 3,700, which is such a good profit. We're gonna like double our money on this. We're gonna dump them in for 3,500. Hopefully those will sell off. Now we also took a minute to go ahead and buy some more footwear. Probably my favorite random little moneymaker, buying red and yellow boots from Canvas and reselling them on the Grand Exchange. Super easy, we don't get much experience from them, but hey, decent money. We can sell the red boots for 3,900 right now, that's actually really good. And the yellow boots are going in for about 2,100. So if everything sells off, we have about 4 mil in our Grand Exchange right now. Another day and another, well, 12 or 13 hallowed coffins open. Nothing to report here though, except we're getting closer and closer to the drop rate. So there's another 2.7 mil just in regular Hallowed Sepulchre loot. This is by far our best moneymaker and has been for a while. Plus a ton of things have sold off on the Grand Exchange, but we gotta liquidate some stuff. Boom, back up to 7 mil, just like that. Okay, it's time to clear out the bottom of the list. We're gonna buy the Dragon Kite Shield Ornament Kit, the Dagon High Robe Top, and a newly added item, the Awakener's Orb. So there's another 6 mil down the drain, but 3 more chunks. Okay, we are fully geared, fully prepared now for Beneath Cursed Sands. We're not under gearing this time, we are ready for anything. Okay, here's the first chunk we're unlocking. The Southern Ruins of Ulek. Interestingly, there's some teak trees here. Could be a little more convenient than Apatol, but I doubt it, honestly. So next up here, we have the Ruins of Ulek. As far as I'm aware, there's nothing long-term useful here at all. There's an anvil if we wanted to go to the most inconvenient anvil in the entire game. Trying to have some serious dialogue right now. I've been training for this moment for the last 3 months. All this Hallowed Sepulchre training, it's come down to this. Fuck! Well, in my defense, we ran out of stamina. Okay, so the final chunk we're going to unlock is this one right here. Appears to have absolutely nothing in it, and that's mostly true. That said, there are multiple quest locations in it, including this fissure, and importantly, this lily, which we're going to need very soon. So we are totally out of money, and I was kind of hoping we could just get lucky, you know, get a couple blood shards, but no such luck. But we are getting another thieving level. Ooh, there we go, 91 thieving. So we failed at that, so we're actually moving on to our next best option, some good old-fashioned rune crafting. Didn't quite have a full level in me, just ran out of steam, but I was still able to craft about 4,000 blood runes. But I think if we liquidate our bank, that should be enough. So 2.5 mil, that will be enough for the Abyssal Dagger P++, and with that, I think we can finally complete Beneath Cursed Sands. So this will actually unlock us Narda, and there's a couple money makers I actually want to try in Narda. We'll try them pretty soon. There's just a lot in the city. We have a general store, a bottom leg store, plate leg store, I don't know what to call that, a herbalist, a bank. There's just a couple options here. We're mostly interested in actually Sedu for a couple reasons, but we'll let you ponder that for a minute. It's time for the final boss fight. We banked the bucket helm. I thought we actually legitimately might need a tankier helmet. Oh no, we could have done it with the bucket helm. That was easy. Yes, look at that. Beneath Cursed Sands is done. 50k agility. Oh my god, I forgot about that. We get the Circlet of Water too, which is kind of handy to have in the desert. And the Karis Partisan, which is a reasonably strong starter weapon for Tombs of Amascut. Which of course, we have finally unlocked that as well. We now have access to our best money-making method the account is going to have for a long time. And we can start it right now. So let's go ahead and first enter the pyramid, and then we're gonna have a quick look at our gear and what we have access to currently. Our melee setup is okay. We have obsidian armor, a dragon defender, brimstone ring, a fury, and a regen bracelet. The big question mark though is this abyssal dagger. For raids, you need a stab weapon, and this is the best option I have right now. It's not that good though. A Zamorakian Hasta is a pretty big upgrade, but we can't get that because we need to go all the way up to Odo Grotto, requires multiple chunks. So we'll have to use this for now and we'll see how that goes. Notable absentees here are no fire cape, that's a bit rough, so we're just camping at the accumulator. Now for range, we have a dragon crossbow with a twisted buckler, should be decent DPS. We also have a blowpipe. And for mage, we have a toxic trident, an occult, and mystic. Now you might notice I do actually have a rims in the bank, but because it's a degradable armor and I have both the degraded and full versions, I think it's just going to be hard to track. I think it's better if I just go ahead and buy another set of those separate from the trading collection. So for now, we're just using Mystic. We're going to start with, I think, maybe a 50 invocation level raid. That still shouldn't be too hard, and you can get that for pretty much free. So it's time to start our first raid of the account. There's no way I did this again. Why do I have... I'm literally, after this raid, I'm getting rid of these strength potions. Oh my god. No, wait, I have a Ceridome brew as well. What the hell happened? Okay, well, this is going to be a practice run. We'll see how this goes. Now, Baba, I don't think should be too difficult at 50 invocation, but I worry how effective the Abyssal Dagger is going to be once we push the invocation level up. We really need to get Nazmunten's Fang as soon as possible, but it's a 35 mil item. Kind of expensive, we don't have the money for it, so we're gonna have to camp this Abyssal Dagger until we can get that upgrade. Oh my god, 19 HP, we did it! With one Ceridome brew and all strength potions, oh my god. Now next up here we have Kefri. Kefri again is gonna suffer, I think, from a similar issue that Baba does. At lower invocation levels, the Karis Partisan will probably be a pretty decent weapon for killing Kefri. But once we get higher, I think it's gonna start sucking, honestly, and we really will need to get the Nazmunten's Fang for this room to be anyway quick. Real question is, can I do this with absolutely no healing? Okay, well, that was actually pretty easy. We didn't take like any damage. Oh my god, this thing is missing so much on the Akka statue. Alright, it's time for the Warden's fight. I'm pretty confident now this raid is actually pretty easy at this scaled level. Let's do it. Okay, so it turns out 50 scaled raids, not that bad, even with kind of terrible gear and not max combat. You can see my chance of unique at the side was about 1.3%, which is pretty bad, and that will only give me a chance at the Fang and the Lightbearer. So like a 1 in 80 or 1 in 90 chance at just the Fang, realistically. Not great, but can we get it? No. Well, that'll pay for my strength potions at least. So by finishing my first raid, we can actually claim some experience here as well. Guess we'll throw it on strength. Doesn't matter too much. 50k strength experience though is helpful. This time we have Ceridome brews in the inventory. I've double checked that. And it's time to bump up the raid level. We started at 50. We're gonna bump it up pretty significantly because that was quite easy. We're actually gonna go all the way up to a 150. Realistically, we don't want to be doing anything less because getting up to 150 will unlock all of the most valuable items as a potential drop. Now, higher invocation level of course means extra mechanics to deal with, but for the most part, those aren't even that big of an issue for someone with terrible gear. The more difficult part is simply just the stat scaling of all of the monsters. Their defenses go up, their hit points get higher, overall become harder to kill, and that becomes an issue when you're using like an Abyssal Dagger on Baba, for example. So we're going to try this 150 here with pretty much the exact same setup. The only difference here is we're going to change the order I kill the monsters in. The easiest and smoothest ones for me to kill are Krondis and Kefri, so we're going to do those two first. After that, we'll get access to Salt, which will boost my combat stats further, making it easier to kill Baba and Akka, which are going to be the two most difficult. Whew, that was close, oh my god. Alright, so we're just able to get it before the last row, so we still have a bit of time here. Once we start getting pushed into the last row, it's going to be difficult. Yes, you can do it, but we will need to practice it a lot more. 40 minutes for that raid though, definitely a notable amount slower, but with this raid level we get a 1 in 50 chance at a purple. No luck, fair enough though. Ooh, that's some good basic loot though, 321k. Not great GP per hour just from normal loot, but if we're kind of conservative on our supply usage, we should actually make some money just from the regular chests. Okay, we're pushing it further. We've loaded up a 175. Oh, 11 HP, no. Ah, the crossbow is so inconsistent. Now, there's so many items I need to upgrade in my raid setup, but I think there's no doubt the Osmond's Fang is probably the most important one. The Abyssal Dagger is kind of terrible, and we could use the Fang in pretty much every single room. It's a 35 mil item, so we need to start saving up some money. I can't rely on just completing raids to get money, although we are still going to do them with the Abyssal Dagger. Now first up, let's go ahead and sell off some of our Hallowed Sepulchre loot. I have a little bit stacked up, about 1.4 mil worth of it. Now with that money, we're going to invest into some green d'hide chaps and vambraces. 250 of each, and what are we going to do with these? Well, we're going to go to our newly unlocked Narda chunk to see if we can make some money. The idea is pretty simple. We're going to sell these to the shop for more than we bought them for. So for example, we can sell the vambraces for 1600 and the chaps for 2300, which is about a 500 GP profit per item. Guess we're just gonna have to hop 250 times. Okay, I will say that probably wasn't that great. We only made about 200k from it, but it was worth a shot. Okay, there's another successful 150, took about 41 minutes, so pretty much on par. No purple, unfortunately. That's a really good basic loot though, almost 500k, holy. Maybe a normal loot actually isn't half bad. And we bumped our raid level up to 155. We finished in 39 minutes though, so that's actually a notable improvement for a 300k. Okay, that's pretty good. Okay, well we got a mil in basic loot just from 3 raids, bringing us up to 2.5 mil. The next up here, we're gonna try a similar method to what we did earlier, except we're gonna actually buy the rune items instead. They are kind of expensive, we're only able to get 50 of each, but the strategy is the exact same, although it looks like a lot of other people are doing it. All we have to do is sell 1 per world, but they take a long time to destock, so we might have to try to do this more at off-peak times, but there are a couple empty worlds. Okay, so after selling all those off, we're up to 4 mil and 90k, and we bought everything for 3.8, so about 300k profit in about 20 minutes. Not half bad actually. Now beyond gear upgrades, one thing that will definitely help us out in the raid is increasing our combat stats. Right now we have 80 attack, 85 strength, and 90 range, which is serviceable, but getting them higher will definitely help out. To do it, we're gonna head over to the Shade Catacombs, my best way to make money and train combat at the same time. Okay, so they still haven't fixed the shade bug. It's so annoying. They just won't auto-retaliate on you correctly. But we'll do these on the side and slowly start training up our account. Okay, so we killed a decent amount of shades and sold the remains for a variety of different prices, but about 4,600, 4,700 for most of them. All in all, it's 2 mil in profit from about 4 hours of shade killing, bringing us up to 5 mil. Hey, we managed to do a 165, which has pushed our unique chance up to like a 1 in 90. Well, there's my first cache of runes though. Okay, so with this 5 mil, we're gonna invest it into some crafting supplies. Haven't trained crafting that much recently, but one thing I noticed is dodgy necklaces are worth a lot, over 3k each. And we could either make opal necklaces or go all the way and craft and enchant them. Either way, I think we should be primed to make some decent money. For example, we're able to insta-buy the opals for just under 1,000 and the silver bars for about 100. So for each dodgy necklace we make, we're making nearly 2,000 GP in profit from, which is really insane actually. Okay, so we managed to get through half of them, but we are taking a pit stop because they're so expensive. I don't want them to drop. While I finish the rest off, we can sell them for 3,250. Oh, insta sold, okay. We're making, I think, well over 1 mil per hour right now. Okay, there's the final 500, 3,000 insta sell, please. Okay, we'll be patient. There we go, we sold them off, 3.1 mil for all of them. We bought the precursor ingredients for less than 1.5, so we made 1.6 mil on this, which is incredible for a low-level crafting method like this. Honestly, it was so good. We're gonna go ahead and do another 1,000. This time I decided just to craft the opal necklaces. We can sell them for, I think, north of 2,000. Okay, well, exactly 2,000. Either way, the crafting portion of this is much more profitable. So we're just gonna do these 1,000, see if we can sell them off. If they do sell, we're just gonna carry on grinding out more necklaces, I think. Okay, I can actually do these now, but they're a little inconvenient. I kind of want to block them, even though we're going to need another block slot soon. The task list is so small though that the likelihood of getting these is pretty common. I'm gonna block them for now. Hey, rewarded, there we go, black demons, 226 of them too. Wow, that's gonna take a while. If we could get a Zenite shard, that would be incredibly helpful. That'd pretty much bring us halfway to our 35 mil goal. Well, there's a drop, not worth 9 mil though. Okay, so we're slowly stacking up demonic gorilla loot, but we're stopping because our opal necklaces finally sold off. It took a while, but we sold all 1,000 of them for 2 mil. And we bought the ingredients for about a mil, 1.1 mil. So 900k profit in only 45 minutes. Actually an incredibly good method. Okay, so we just went through the process of making another 1,000 opal necklaces. They're slow sellers, but hey, I can be patient sometimes. All right, we had to drop the price a bit to 1,800, but you know, still decent money. We'll take it, that's another 800k profit. Well, turned out we were a lot closer to the Slayer level than I thought. There's 75 Slayer, which means we just unlocked gargoyles. I guess we'll see how long it takes me to get a gargoyle task. I would love to do them because decent money, but they're in the Mauritania Slayer Tower and there's no reason for me to go there. Okay, one thing we're trying to boot back up here because we need money so badly is farm runs. We're farming quorum right now, and after around 3 days of farming, we're able to get 213 quorum, which is about 800k. Everything adds up. No one method is really going to get us the Fang. We have to do a little bit of everything. The infinity task is almost done. This took a long time. I'm only killing about 40 gorillas an hour, so it's almost a 5-hour Slayer task. We got a lot of experience for it and a reasonable amount of money, even though we unfortunately didn't get the Zenite. So from a pretty chunky demonic gorilla task with no Zenite, we still got nearly 4 mil. There might be a bit of raids loot in there as well. Yeah, okay. I don't think we got Lilies of the Sand from demonics, but anyway, pretty good loot. So after selling all of that loot off, we're up to 11 mil, so we're getting there almost halfway. Okay, how many coffins have we opened now? 143 times, no ring, unfortunately, so far. But what's way more exciting than that, we finally reached 95 agility. Such a process, but only 4 more levels to go. Exciting stuff, kind of. Everything's adding up. We were at 12 mil and now we are at nearly 15 mil, are we? Ah, so close. Might as well call me Farmer Steve at this point, because that's all I've been doing the last 3 days. But look at that, 500 grimy quorum. That took almost a full week of farming. I wish I could unlock more herb patches, but I can't right now. So we'll have to make do with just 3. So we've been pretty hard at work here. Not only have we been farming, but we have been crafting. Look at that, 3,000 opal necklaces we've crafted over the last couple of days, and they've all sold off for around 1,800. So that's about 2.5 million profit in total. Plus, how much is 500 grimy quorums worth? 2 mil, oh lovely. Bringing us up to a whopping 20 mil cash stack. We're getting close, and the stars have aligned because the Osmondton's Fang is also crashing in price right now. So I was trying to think of something interesting to do to make a bit more money. I've landed on this kind of weird idea. We're gonna try to make green d'hide shields. It's pretty profitable right now, but I don't know if people actually use these things. This might be a mistake, we'll see. We've actually been doing a lot of crafting, training, 74 crafting. I think that's 4 levels just in this video. How much can we sell these for? Oh my god, these are going for 6,000. Am I gonna be able to unload 300 of these? I feel like I might crash the market. Well, I'll take that risk. Okay, well, keeping on a trend of wacky moneymakers, we're gonna do something I discovered in one of my old videos. We're gonna try making some corn flour. All you need is raw sweet corn and some pots and access to a mill. Now actually the closest mill to a bank is the one in Gilenors, which luckily we have access to. Pretty much all you have to do is run into the mill, put your corn in there, operate it, and then go pick it up in a pot, and that's it. You've now acquired a pot of corn flour. Similar issue to the last one. I have no idea what people buy these for, but we're gonna give it a try. We have nothing to lose here, except my time, which we've realized is worth nothing. Okay, we're taking the pit stop once again. Corn flour is so expensive. It's going for 3K each. So we're gonna dump what we have for now. Hopefully these things sell off. Okay, well we have a cursed amount of corn flour. We're gonna chuck it in anyway for 2,900. If that sells for that price, this is actually a 1.5 mil per hour method, which is kind of weird. Okay, continue on the trend of weird money makers. We are doing another weird one. Quite a while ago, we unlocked Dorgish Khan, and we haven't really used the city too much, and we're honestly still not gonna use the city, but we're gonna try to make some money buying and selling Dorgishan crossbows and bone daggers. Pretty much all we do is we go from the lumber's basement, follow the goblin to the weapon and armor store. From Nardok, we're gonna buy out all the bone daggers, all of the Dorgishan crossbows. They both sell for 2,000, but we should be able to resell them for about 3.5K. So about a 1K profit per item we buy, and we can buy these out really quickly. Once again, the main worry is how long this will take to sell off, but we'll just pick up a couple hundred and see how it goes. Okay, well, we'll go for 120 of each for now. Based on how long it's taken me to sell off this corn flour and the green DI shields, I'm a little apprehensive of buying too much. But look at that, the crossbows are going for nearly 5,000 each, and the bone daggers for 3,500. Kind of easy money, really. Hey, our first actual drop from TOA, kind of. The Thread of Elidness. Pretty nifty item. We don't have a rune pouch yet, but when we get one, that will be really nice. We'll be able to get the 4-slot rune pouch pretty much any time. Well, that is my new personal best. 35 minutes for a 150. Getting quicker every single time. No purple from that, but that is my 13th raid completion. That is my 169th run at the Hallowed Sepulchre. Almost at the drop rate for the ring, so close now. Because we have 26 mil in the bank. Plus, we have some things that have sold off. The bone daggers have sold. Take 400K there. The green DI'd shields have sold, that's another 500K. Some corn flowers sold, another 400K. We're so close now. 27.5 mil. We've also been doing a lot of Hallowed Sepulchre. We probably have another 3 or 4 mil here. Let's just scrounge everything from the bank. Just start dumping it. Let's just see what we end up with. Oh, it's so close. 31.8 mil. I think that might be enough. Thankfully, the Fang has been continually crashing. Oh my god, I think we just have enough money. If we put it in for 31.7, are we gonna insta-buy it? No. Okay, let's wait a second. Yes, we finally got it, the Osmondton's Fang. This is such a massive upgrade. Unironically, this changes everything about TOA. Such a beautiful item. With this, we'll be able to push the invocation levels higher much quicker. It's used in every single room there, but beyond that, it's such a good weapon elsewhere. Like, we can use this at Demonic Gorillas. Once we unlock Vorkath, we can use it there. God Wars maybe. I mean, it has so many uses, such a powerful weapon, and we finally acquired it. It took a long time, but we finally have it. Anyway guys, that is where I'm gonna leave it off for today. Can't wait to start actually using this weapon, but that'll have to wait till next time. Thanks for watching as always guys, I hope you enjoyed the episode, and I will see you guys next time with another episode of Trader Steve next month hopefully.